housing and construction activities. Housing activities are also supported through the Home Grant, which contributes more than $400,000 annually. Federal funding centers on meeting the city's 5-year consolidated plan goals, and which are compliant with HUD's national objectives for the Community Development Block Grant. The past 3 adopted plans each included a goal on increasing services to homeless individuals. Over the past 10 years, Plano has had limited opportunities to expand housing and programs to serve homeless here locally within our city. In our most recent plan, adopted in March of this year, the City Council supported an outcome including creation of additional shelter, supportive services, transitional housing for homeless and underhoused. This goal expresses the continuing public input for additional resources for this underserved population. In May, staff was approached by the Samaritan Inn and other supporters with a proposal to expand services for homeless families in Plano. Seeing this opportunity to meet a long-standing goal, staff recommended a Section 108 loan for the project. The Section 108 loan allows the city to borrow against future community development block grant entitlement dollars, receiving an upfront allocation of, in this case, $700,000 to support a land purchase for the inn's expansion. If approved, the loan would be repaid over 10 years at an amount of $70,000 per year, and the inn would supply the funding to cover interest and fees. In order to submit the loan application to HUD, the city must amend our annual action plan, specifying a land purchase for the Samaritan Inn for the purpose of supporting transitional housing for homeless as an allowable expense. So I would like to emphasize a few items on which I've received questions. First, this item is focused only on funding for this activity and is not site-specific. These funds, if approved tonight, can be utilized anywhere within Plano to provide this service. The loans application does restrict the application to the city of Plano, however. The funding for this request utilizes federal funds, not city funds, and will not impact the city's budget. Third, should council approve this item, it's not guaranteed that the city will receive the funding. The council still needs to authorize the grant application, which is the next agenda item, and HUD must approve the application for funding to become available. Fourth, HUD's approval for the Section 108 loan is a 6-month process. If the amendment and associated application are approved this evening, the city cannot expect funding availability until mid-February 2011. The Community Relations Commission supported the substantial amendment to the 2009-10 action plan unanimously at their July meeting. They found that the request was consistent with the city's adopted goal of creating additional transitional housing for homeless and recommended your approval of this item. The chairman of the Community Relations Commission is here this evening if you should have any questions for him. And the applicant is also here and wishes to make a presentation. And I'm available for any questions that you might have.
Will this impact the amount of money that's available for other organizations that will receive the grants as well?
It will not affect the public service funding that is the tightest competition for funds. However, it will impact the other housing and community construction type goals. Typically, that's our housing rehab program, our first-time home buyer program, and then other agencies that are looking for funds to support their facility improvements.
Thank you.
Christina, in the past, we've had funds that were allocated to us, but were not used. Is that correct?
They were allocated but not used.
From that, through that housing
Yes.
grant. So
Yes, sir.
just I wanted to follow up on Lee's comment. In other words, it can impact other organizations. However, we have years where we've had the funding, but we didn't have we didn't use the funds for a particular project.
We've allocated funds to agencies, and they've chosen for one reason or another to not utilize those funds. Then they've been reabsorbed into the city's housing rehabilitation program.
Christina, how long does the city have if a grant offer is made by HUD for the city to accept it?
I'm not aware of the answer to that question. I don't know if Ms. Brown has spoken directly with HUD on this issue. Do you have any idea?
And we can get back with you. Oh, yes.
Question, this Section 108 loan, is there an annual Christina, you said that we're allowed to borrow against future CDBG funds. Since this is a federal grant, is that based on congressional approval each year for these grants? Or what guarantee do we have that we will continue to receive these CDBG grants?
Well, Community Development Block Grant has been in existence for 30 years, so it's fairly well entrenched in the federal process. If the city were to borrow the funds, you know, I'm sure they've never really encountered this because the Community Development Block Grant has been around for so long. If we were to borrow the funds, I'm sure HUD would have to work with all of their Section 108 loan entitlement cities to figure out a way to accommodate those loans. But I'm not sure what they have as part of the process.
But do we have a guaranteed amount that we get?
We would get the $700,000 up front, and then we'd repay it back out of future entitlements. So next year, when we receive $1.3 million, that would just be reduced by $70,000, or $70,000 would go back to the Treasury for this project.
But has the amount been consistent, the 1.3 million, has that been the consistent amount we've received over a number of years?
It fluctuates, that's an average. We've received anywhere from 1.2 to 1.4, so that's fairly well-established amount.
Any other questions for Christina right now? All right, thank you very much. We will open the public hearing, and we'll begin with the applicant, and then after the applicant, then we'll, I want to say something before we have the rest of the speakers come down. So, welcome.
Good evening, Mayor Dyer and City Council. My name is Lynn Signora, and I'm the director of the Samaritan Inn. And as I'm sure you might imagine, there are many challenges to running a homeless shelter. But the most challenging of all, and the most difficult, is when we have to tell people we are full, knowing that they'll spend the night in their car or on the street and come back again tomorrow to see if we have an opening. The Samaritan Inn services are free to every single client that we serve. We are supported by the United Way. We get grants, but primarily we get individual donations from people in the community. We are rated 4 stars by Charity Navigator, and that's the highest ranking a not-for-profit can obtain. We were founded in 1984 by the Collin County Ministerial Alliance, and our mission statement is to provide a comprehensive homeless program that helps willing people gain dignity and respect. Since 2008, we have wanted to expand our services to meet the ever-increasing need. Plano was chosen because a great majority of our families come from Plano. And we were also told it was part of the City of Plano's 5-year plan. There is no doubt about it. There is a need. From 2000 to 2007, the Collin County population grew by 44%. That means that during that same time, the number of people in poverty, living in poverty, increased by 100%. So there's a lot of statistics that we can throw around. What it really means to us at the Samaritan Inn is last week, 32 people tried to get into our program, and we didn't have a bed for them. And the week before that, 38 people tried. Some are individuals, but primarily they are families. Homeless families are the fastest growing number in the homeless population. Families from Plano come to the Samaritan Inn in McKinney. A perfect example is Deb and her daughter Erin. Deb lived in Plano all of her life. She was a single mother. Her daughter was in elementary school. Deb lost her job, tried to find another one, burned through her unemployment benefits, and was evicted.